Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we've got a review for My Little Universe, which is finally out on PS5 and Xbox after already being available on PC and Switch for some time. So was it worth the wait? Watch on and find out. My Little Universe is a top-down, resource-gathering, world-building game where you play as a tiny blob person who's tasked with creating an entire planet from scratch. You start off with just a pickaxe, a couple of tiles of land, and then slowly expand your world by collecting wood, stone, metal, gems, and more. The further you progress through a given planet, the more resources you'll need to gather to unlock the full map. The loop is super simple, but that's part of the charm. You collect materials, upgrade your tools, unlock new zones, and repeat. The game constantly drip feeds you upgrades, better tools, new lands, enemies to fight, even portals to other worlds and dungeons. And somehow, despite the repetition of it all, it's just very satisfying. And I've seen these kinds of games before. My kid has a dozen different games in a similar vein on his tablet, but this is the first one that looks like it's been given a bit of polish, effort, and thought to make more than just a brain rot auto-playing game. The upgrade system is where the game really keeps you hooked. You're always working toward the next tool level or unlocking a new biome. It's not just about gathering, you also need to refine materials, which adds a fun little production chain element. It's not super deep, but it makes you feel like you're building a functioning little world just by having something else going on in the background. There is some light combat here too. Goblins, skeletons, robots, and other creeps will try to slow you down in your adventure, but don't worry, it is very forgiving. The combat is not the focus, but it adds just enough variety to break up the resource grind, and as you upgrade your sword and armour, you'll feel way more capable. There are some special boss style enemies throughout the game where combat matters a bit more, and your upgrades will play a more direct role, as will your player level. But again, it's not really the focus, and the fact that you have the option to have combat and mining set to automatic tells you that you're not getting into the next Bloodborne here. Visually, My Little Universe is charming. It's bright, clean, and cartoony, the perfect blend of simple and sweet that makes it so easy to play for far too long. It's a nice looking game, and the satisfying chunking of trees and stone piles is therapeutic in a weird way. The music is simple and repetitive, but very relaxing. My Little Universe is the kind of game that's perfect for zoning out while listening to some of your own music, or maybe with a movie in the background. Good news if you like playing with friends, or if you have friends, My Little Universe supports co-op. You can play locally with up to 4 players, which is surprisingly fun and chaotic, and you'll get more done quicker. You know, many hands make light work and all that. It's a nice feature to have, and given the simplicity of the game, it's good for just about anybody who can hold a gamepad. So all good so far, but what's the catch? Well, the simplicity might not be for everyone. The grind can be repetitive over time, and there isn't a ton of story or deep strategy here. If you're looking for a big adventure or tons of variety, you might bounce off this one pretty quick. But if you just want a chill, satisfying loop to melt into, this hits the spot, and I can't have too many complaints. In the end, My Little Universe is one of those games that's way more addictive than it has any right to be. It's light, relaxing, and surprisingly satisfying in short bursts that often lead to longer sessions. If you like casual games with simple upgrade loops, then My Little Universe won't do you wrong. And that is the end of this review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more like it, then go on down below and hit the like and subscribe buttons, and give the bell icon a ding so you're notified whenever we've got new stuff for you to watch. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.